Have been covering a lot of ground for us over this past week. Action News Now reporter Laura Ng joins us live from Shasta College now with a recap of the news conference. It took place just moments ago. Laura.
One of my favorite parts about this job is that I get to meet some of the many great men and women here on the front lines of the Carr Fire in Redding who are making huge sacrifices, and the man standing next to me is no exception to this. This is Dr. Steve Zielinski. He's a doctor here at Shasta Regional Medical Center. How are you doing today, doctor?
I'm doing okay, considering. Thank you.
I wanted to talk to you about if you could share your personal story here. Dr. Zielinski has experienced a tremendous experience here due to the Carr Fire. Can you share a little bit of that?
Well, first off, I just want to say I'm not the only one that lost a home in this fire, and my hearts go out to the families who have lost loved ones and pets. It was a tragic day. You know, we saw the fire coming, and I immediately called my stepdaughter to come home and help me at least get some things out. We were able to get at least the most important items out. Unfortunately, I had to go to work. This was my priority. And once we arrived and once I made sure that she was safe and my wife was at work, then I proceeded here to work. And knowing in the back of my mind my house could be gone by morning, we still had to, do my job and do the best we can, considering, and put my personal life aside in order to, maintain patient care.
And your wife is also no exception in terms of someone who's making extreme sacrifices in a time like this. Can you introduce who your wife is and what position she has?
Yeah, it's going to be kind of emotional. Her name is Assistant Chief Elizabeth Barkley of Northern Division, California Highway Patrol. She has been nonstop since the origin of this little tiny fire near French Gulch. And she is still to this day, still hardworking. I've only seen her a few times, and she is the one that made the phone call. She drove up. I mean, this town, this community suffered a great loss, but we are resilient, and the only thing that survived on our property is our flag, and that is just as resilient. And she made the notification to me that next morning, knowing that I was at work, and it is what it is. But it's hard. We are alive. Everybody's safe. We're missing a cat, but we're still trying to make her come back. But we're just doing the best we can to save lives and keep people safe.
I want to just let our control room know we have some photos that Dr. Zielinski shared with us. If we could just put that up right now just to show some of the loss that he's experienced so far. Like he said, the only thing remaining on his property was an American flag. Where was your property located?
It's up at Ledgewood Drive on the west side, and we placed that flag on actually 4th of July weekend. It's been up there ever since, so to our surprise. And the firemen call our house the Flag House. As they drive up the hill, they'll see the American flag standing. They thought we placed it up there after. I said, no, it's been up there since we placed it on 4th of July.
I mean, to have this experience here, but to know that you still have a duty here. There are still hundreds of thousands of people who need your assistance as a medical professional. What are your thoughts on that?
It's hard. We chose this profession for a reason. We know there's risks, especially with two professionals in the household. The children understand this. They're safe outside the city. And it's just we have a duty here. My obligation is to the hospital, her obligation is to the law enforcement community. And, we are doing the best we can. I did take a personal leave of absence the first day, but I'm back to work today. And the staff here has been amazing. The community has been amazing. And it's going to be a long haul, but we will get through this.
Have you been able to check on your property to see how it's doing since you found out it was leveled?
I have been going back every couple of days, thanks to the Highway Patrol allowing me to go up there and check. But unfortunately, I feel bad for all those who are still evacuated, who are still trying to find out their homes. Some of my colleagues and co-workers have been asking me to check their addresses, and I've been unfortunately giving them bad news. And it's hard, but at least everybody is safe.
Actually, I find myself getting very emotional right now as I'm listening to your story and this loss. I'm starting to really just barely understand what it must feel like in your shoes. So I appreciate you being vulnerable with us today and opening up to us. Is there anything else you'd like our viewers to know? Perhaps any thoughts that you have on the firefighters still out there right now?
I just want to say thank you so much for both law enforcement, National Guard, and especially the firemen, frontline firemen. It's an honor to know them. They are out there in the heat, in the weather, the smoke. It's just unimaginable what they do on a daily basis. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of this entire community's heart of what you're doing on a daily basis for us.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more with that statement. Thank you so much, Doctor, for your time, and best wishes to you, and I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. That wraps up our coverage here at Shasta Regional Medical Center. I want to thank again the doctor for spending his time being vulnerable and sharing his experience. He's one of many, like he said, who's experienced loss, and it's times like this where we appreciate as a news outlet to be able to share these stories just to show the sacrifices that are being made during this time. For now, reporting live in Reading, Laura Ang, Action News Now.
Thank you, Laura. Definitely a lot of sacrifice. I mean, 723 homes lost. Just think of the number of people who are impacted by loss, not to mention just being evacuated. Well.